Twin Strike by Sean Manget is an endless vertical scrolling shmup for Pico 8. Let's give it a look. Welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some cool Pico 8 games to show to you lovely people. Today's game is called Twin Strike, Endless Vertical Shmup Action, to give it its full name, by Mike Star, also known on Twitter. Are we all still using Twitter? Also known as Sean Manget over on Twitter. I don't know, they might be on Mastodon or Hive or whatever the current replacement for Twitter is, or not. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the game then. So let's load up the title screen because... Oh, that's a nice title screen. There we go. Lovely arcade style title screen here. I do like a good title screen. There is some flickering text effects on the menu items there you may have noticed. Hope that's okay for you. I'm sorry about that. I should have warned you. Anyway, let's get into this then. So, to read the description. Twin Strike is a vertical shmup in which you, as the pilot of either a helicopter or a jet, must destroy alien ships and defend Earth. There is no end. It just gets harder with each loop. There are 3 distinct backgrounds, 2 possible pieces of background music, so the scenery and music shuffle with each round. So there is an interesting scoring and missiles mechanic in this game, which I'll get into. Let's have a quick look at the game, shall we? So, we can turn flashing lights off. I'm tempted to do that, although it doesn't seem to do anything to the title screen. I'll leave them on. So you can choose between either the jet, which kind of fires straight ahead, or the chopper, which has more of a spread shot. I'll show you the chopper first, although I do prefer the jet. Anyway, I'll be dying a lot in this, so don't worry, you'll see both. So, here we go. This is an endless scrolling vertical shmup, alright. The graphics in this are really nice. Everything's beautifully animated. There's some lovely particle effects. We all love good particle effect, don't we? Especially me. Yeah, the explosions just look so cool. I love it. So yeah, each loop has a selection of enemies that gets harder as we go through. Enemies seem to fire more as we get further in as well, I think. It definitely gets harder. This is the first loop. It's pretty straightforward. And we have a boss. As we get further in, the bosses become defended by more buddies, and I think they fire more difficult patterns as well. This shmup stays on the right side of being a bullet hell. I'm not a massive fan of bullet hell shmups. This just gets it right. There's just enough going on the screen for it not to feel like you're just playing thread the ship through the geometry, which is what a lot of bullet hell shooters feel like to me. Anyway, this doesn't do that, which is good. Oh, this level. This is getting a bit more intense now. Those laser enemies, they're quite tough. Quite a few of the enemies in this, you do have to get quite a bit of lock on with them. You can use the missile, which I completely failed to use there. The missiles do a little bit more damage. If you can get one of those off, they do kind of home in, I think. They do help. Now, the way that the missiles are charged up, I believe that for every 3 enemies we hit, we get another missile. If we have 12 things charged up, we get to do like a screen clearing smart bomb. Now, this is where I do find... Oh, no, I got hit there. This is where I do find things a little bit confusing because there is a display at the top, but I'm not entirely sure what that necessarily represents. I mean, there, I think that was the smart bomb that I fired. Now, it looks like I've got 1 missile. So there, 1 missile. Oh, I've got a missile back. Have I got 2 missiles now? Now I've got 4. I do think that the heads-up display, especially the display for the missiles, could be a little bit clearer. How often happens is, with all the frenetic action going on, as you can see, it's kind of hard to keep track of the little bar at the top. I think maybe some extra animations on the charging bar to tell you when you're fully charged, maybe some sound effects to again tell you when you're fully charged would help, because it's quite difficult to keep track of all the goings on. As you can see, our second boss has got some buddies helping him. Is this the 3rd boss? I've already lost count. Isn't this great? Anyway, you can see each boss that we get It's a little bit harder. The boss does seem to have a lot of HP. Then again, we are playing as a chopper. Doesn't have quite as much straight ahead damage. There you go. Loop 4 I'm on now. So this is as far as I've ever managed to get. As you can see. The enemies fire a lot more the further we get in. And yeah, we have to keep track of those projectiles. Oh my god. This is where my ability to speak and play at the same time melts away. So we have 3 ships, as you can probably guess. And as we get further in, we start to see a lot more of the harder enemies. And it also becomes, I suppose, because there are fewer enemies and they're a lot harder, it becomes harder to charge up the power meter, missile meter bar thing. Oh dear. If we have a fully charged missile charge meter thing, we get double points. So I imagine that the way that, if you are skillful, the way that you get massive scores in this game is by not using that smart bomb. I, however, am going to be using the smart bomb. Oh, it's boss time. And, oh, it's got a lot of lasers. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh, they're firing in concert now. Oh, wow. Having said that, now, you see, I use a smart bomb there just to clear the screen. Although, I am going to have to start dodging properly now. Oh, there we go. That didn't feel as tough as the last one. Once we got rid of those little helpers. Right, this is breaking new ground for me now. I've never managed to get this far. Anyway, as you can see, the action is non-stop. The presentation is really nice. There we go. That's a high score, that. Nice. Yeah, the presentation in this game is really nice. I think we've got an enemy still going in the background there. Look at that. I love that splash screen. So cool. Yeah, action is frenetic in this. It's really good shoot 'em up action. It's nice to see another shmup on Pico 8. Pico 8 is so well suited to them. And yeah, it's just really cool. I am going to play a game now with the jet, because I do like the jet. The jet's more of a kind of straight ahead kind of... anyway, jets are just cooler, aren't they? So yeah. Yeah, really nice graphics, really nice enemy design. I like the variety of different enemies and the different firing patterns. There's a nice variety there. It doesn't feel like you're getting attacked by the same enemies over and over and over again. You know, it kind of varies it. The boss is cool. I like how each kind of loop adds to the difficulty. I do wonder what happens in later loops. I do wonder how the boss is made to be harder. I'm not sure if it gains hit points on each run. It might do, I'm not sure. But yeah. I'll tell you what, let's turn flashing lights off and see what that changes. This menu. I don't know why I like this menu so much. It just looks cool, doesn't it? Right, let's play as the jet then. So, look at that animation on the jet attack. Oh, I love it. So yeah, the jet just fires straight ahead. None of that spread shot malarkey. You do feel more talented when you play as the jet. Every single enemy that you shoot down, you have deliberately shot them down. You've had to get in their way. Consequently, it also makes it a lot harder. But it's cooler though, isn't it? I should probably use the missiles more, but also use them more effectively. How many missiles do we actually get? So I've got 2 there. I think that display is how many missiles. It is confusing because the smart bomb, I think that you can only use the smart bomb when you've got like 4 missiles saved up, and it consumes 3 missiles. But it's very easy to charge up the smart bomb and not realise it. So yeah, my main issue is with the power meter display. I do think that could be a bit clearer. But oh, the gameplay though is so worth it. Ah, love the explosion effects as well. Such nice use of colours. If you're wondering why my Pico 8 looks a little bit different, it's because I'm using shader glass. Ugh. I'll put a link in the description if you want to have a play around with that. Give your Pico 8 the CRT look. I will try and not to get wiped out this time. Let's try and do a bit better. It's those little red triangle ships. Those are the ones that seem to be getting me. They can fire backwards. They can fire backwards once they've gone past you and you can't hit them back. Like that. Oh, I'm not getting any of those laser men. Yeah, the jet's a lot harder than the chopper, so probably stick to the chopper. But anyway, there we go. Games, music and graphics by Sean Manget. So this is Twin Strike, a really fun, endless Pico 8 shmup. It bears a resemblance to the games that were made for Christman Lazy Dev Academy. He organised a shmup jam a few weeks ago. I don't know if whether that tutorial was used or not. It kind of feels similar in a way, but he doesn't say it did, and I don't know, maybe it didn't. But yeah, I hope to do a Pico Playtime video on at least one of the games from that jam, because there's some really good shmups in that jam. But anyway, this one is called Twin Strike. It's by Sean Manget. You can play it over on the Pico 8 BBS. I don't believe it is on itch or anywhere else yet, so go and check it out over there. I've been playing it on Splore. Leave a nice comment for the developer over on the forum, because this game deserves some more attention. It's so well presented. It's such a good example of what Pico 8 shmups can look like. Really nice, colourful graphics. Nice, clear graphics as well. It's nice seeing a shmup that uses the bigger sprites, the kind of 16 by 16 sprites. They all look really... It just looks really nice. Nice looking game. I'm really pleased with it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this. Go and check out the developer. Go and check out the game. And thank you for watching. And I guess I'll see you. Let's try and click on the stop button without making it look like I'm doing it seamless. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you again very soon.